I did 3 FTP tests in 3 days, killing my body. Hi Crankers, hi Sprinters, welcome back for a new episode here at Crank and Sprint Chronicles, episode number 37. Today we're gonna talk about FTP test. What's the best FTP test on Zwift? Briefly, what's the FTP? The FTP is the functional threshold power, so it means the maximum effort that you can do in 1 hour. This week I tested on Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday 3 different FTP tests. The classic 20 minutes FTP test, the ramp test and also the new The Grade KOM test. Standard FTP test, you can see it's 45 minutes long. It starts with a punch, so you go in a steady increase up to 1 minute 20 seconds each. Then you have 5 minutes in zone 5 and 6, or 3 minutes first, as you can see here in zone 5, and then you go 2 minutes in zone 6. To be fair, I have to say that this is quite hard. I mean, those 5 minutes in zone 5 and 6 you have to push really hard, and then you have 6 minutes complete zone 1 before the FTP test starts. Jumping in straight to the test, here I have 5 minutes in. I've been reaching like very bit irregular, so I've been reaching zone 3, zone 4. This moment I'm 270 and the average is 235. Purposely I put a flat route just because I wanted to see how hard I can go on a flat, which is not really my specialty. Here I'm pushing at the very end, just a few seconds left, and I'm trying to increase it, so currently is on 245 average, and you can see now I'm giving it basically all. I started slightly lower because I didn't want to blow up. I'm gonna close it here and you can see, so 234 is the FTP now, which is quite what I expected for the classic 20 minutes. 234 divided my weight, just only 3.8 watt per kilo, so based on this FTP test I will categorize as a B rider. The ramp test is basically an increase of power during your test of 20 watts every minute. So we start quite low, usually in zone 2, zone 3, and then every minute the power will increase. So you'll be able to keep it really well at the beginning. You can see zone 2 in blue, then zone 3 in green, then you pass to zone 4 in yellow, and then you go zone 5 and you enter very quickly in zone 6. In zone 6, expect your energy, your power to drop dramatically, so you blow up very quickly when you reach the very peak limit. I did the test in the lab a few weeks ago. I did multiple tests and my best was 350. Here I'm trying to achieve a bit more. You can see now I'm at 340 watts. You can really see the difference. So the idea here is to pedal as much as you can, even to the last pedal stroke. The FTP will be calculated as 75% of the last 1 minute full effort. Here I'm trying to achieve and enter the 360. I'm closing the 340 at the very low, and you can see now I'm trying to maintain at least 60, but every pedal stroke is really important. I'm really my limit here, and I try to keep it until the end for the 360, which I closed. I'm really happy with that. This FTP test is 371. If you are 60 kilos a rider or below, Zwift also has a ramp test light for you, which started with a lower wattage. It's pretty much on the limit for me, being 61.5 kilos, but I wanted to test the most hard. Of the FTP test is the Grade KOM. Is a 3.5 climb with an average gradient of 8.6%, with the beginning starting slightly lighter, I would say at 9-10%. Then you have a very short stretch, pretty flat, halfway, where you can recover a tiny bit, and then the last part is a killer gradient that touched the 14-15%, with the last turn really being a very difficult one. So you start here with a bit average. It's a very gradual increase on the first long stretch. It looks infinite. You can see, I'm already at the beginning. The wattage is pretty high. I'm trying to keep the RPM quite high. So my ghost at this moment is slightly far away, but I'm trying to push a bit more on the second part of the climb. You can see the slightly different effort, because the idea is to finish in 12 minutes. I suggest you to calculate how much time you want to spend on the hill, and you can see pretty much how long is going to be your effort, your maximum effort. So mine is based on a 12 minutes effort. So you can see versus the first FTP test, I already started being in zone 5 and 6 from the beginning, while on the FTP test you can control yourself, I would say, slightly better. Here we are in the very flat part. The one that I mentioned before is really pretty short. Skipping towards the end now on a section at 11%, and you can see that red in the middle of the screen, they will never change. You can see red everywhere. On my heartbeat at the moment they're 175, orange, yellow, all over the place. So obviously there's the body during the grade KOM is really at the limit, climbing at 295 watts average at the moment, which is pretty much 5 watts per kilo, I would say, or close to 5 watts per kilo, 4.8. Here I'm climbing and trying to give my best, and you can see this is the moment when I'm catching my ghost on my previous PB. So as per plan, I'm trying to push a bit more on the second one and also achieve my PB up the grade. This is the very last hairpin. You can see 13%, 14%, the really last hard efforts. I'm ahead of my PB, 180 BPM, so I'm really at my limit at this moment. 181, the very last stretch. I'm really close to 300 watt average, which is like 5 watt per kilo. At this moment I'm crossing through, you can see zone 5 in all the last, zone 6 on all the last part, and my grade 261. So the FTP calculated based on my climb is at 261. So let's do a bit of a recap and try to find out my average FTP. On top of this, as you see on the first screen, the detected current FTP is 269, which was my maximum effort on the stage 5 of Tour de Zwift, where I reached my maximum FTP, but this was a race. So if we're going back on the test, the calculation is 234 for the first FTP test, 271 for the ramp test, and 261 for the grade KOM. If we put all those numbers together and we divide by 3, we will have an average of 255 watt, which is 4.2 watt per kilo, which is not really very far from my peak of 4.3 watt per kilo. In the new rankings, I will be between 600 and 1000. I still think that the most accurate is the 20 minutes test, because it's just 20 minutes by yourself and you have to manage all the power and all your energy. I hope this video helped you to understand a bit better all the tests that you have available on Zwift. Let me know your opinion down below in the comment box. What's your favorite and what you think is the most functional based on your body, kilos and watt per kilo. Continuing on my week very briefly, on Friday I took a rest. On Saturday I did a live race, the Zwift World Series, and you can click here to see a full race. On the Saturday also I went to the nice hill climb event, the toughest hill climb in London, and this one you will see a little square here at the end of the video. On the Sunday, London Dynamo Annual Championship, and you will see that one on a separate video. So this is another reason why you should like the video, subscribe the channel, and make sure you activate the bell, so once those new videos are out, you will be the first to be notified. Other than that, I wait you here next Thursday at 6:30 p.m. London time.